and scouting, and it opens up options for him in this situation where if his opponent is getting Colossus, well, he's able to harass the Colossus with a ridiculous range. Get in there, get a shot, just do that hit and run tactics and soften them up a little bit. And then when he does see the actual Colossus on the field, he'll start pumping them a little bit heavier as well.
Yeah. And if
Yeah,
you look at this, I mean, iNcontrol's dropped that third, ninja third at the top left. So he's just trying to contain his opponent right now, and he's going to get himself a huge economic advantage if QXC does not scout this and push out or just do a timing push.
yeah. Again, the Vikings don't really seem all that much of a surprise, just because he knows he's had an observer for a while, which means Robo for a while, which probably most likely means Colossi, especially against the lots of Marines that he's been getting. So it's a little bit of a blind response, but at the same time, it's it's obvious to some extent.
Yeah, and he's still actually producing immortals off of one of these robotics facilities. He's not using them full time. So actually has quite a big gas stockpile going here. And I'm wondering what this is going to go to, seeing as sentries really against a more stationary army like what QXC is working towards, if then it's not really the best option. So I'm wondering what this 800 gas is being saved up for.
He has a Templar Archives most of the way done at the bottom of his base.
Oh, there it is.
So
yeah.
I'm assuming he's going to spam a whole bunch of Templar and use feedback on these ghosts and storm everything in sight, which is a very good option to go for with this situation. It's really interesting though that QXC actually got himself a Raven there. I don't know if he's just using this to scout for observers, or if he's going to use it to point defense drone or what. But that's a really interesting choice. He's got a lot of really gas-heavy units.
Yeah, look, he's pretty close. It could just be to try and hunt observers, because some of the top-level Terrans actually go to quite a bit of effort to hunt down observers. They'll actively try and EMP any observers they see in the area. Because if you look, his ghosts are both I think both energy. One of them, yeah, they're both 200 energy, so they're fully charged. He's able to throw out the occasional EMP if he didn't have the Raven out. But now he's able to save EMPs for, the actual army, and just fly the Raven around. He's just moving the army a bit, and
here comes the timing push. Oh man, iNcontroL sees it coming. He's got to frantically scram to get defended against this, because this is a huge army by QXC, and as we know, iNcontroL expanded. So if you look at the army tab, you can see that QXC is way ahead in his army size, but I don't know. His timing he's got to move. He's got to go like right now. Every moment that he waits is more units that iNcontroL is making off of these three bases.
Yeah, actually, I gotta say, they're pretty even on supply, but like you said, iNcontroL with his third base is way ahead on workers. But seeing as they're both pretty close to maxed, I wouldn't think it's too big of a deal if he still plays it a little bit safe and moves in, is careful, maybe gets a good EMP off on the Templar. Make sure that he's careful and doesn't lose any units unnecessarily. Then he should be in a decent enough position where if he wins a really good engagement, he should be able to continue the push and take out a base or two anyway. So I don't think he's under any huge amounts of pressure to move it. And look at him abusing this cliff. I really, really like this. So one thing I've really been wondering about this map are those tiny cliffs up there that make it so hard to engage Terran tanks, where it's like, okay, what angle are you going to hit that from? But I really like iNcontrol's response here, where it's like, okay, I can't directly attack that, so I'm going to go hit something else, so you have to unsiege and leave the cliff. But both players actually hitting the corner base at about the same time, apparently.
Yep, indeed. And QXC is pretty aware of what's going on. He's been throwing down a lot of scans. And now apparently iNcontroL wasn't going for that base, but now he will be, as he sees all these SCVs moving. But he's definitely going to lose his own base as well. So we'll see. Oh, and QXC being a little careless there, not killing those High Templars up top.
I gotta say, this is a much bigger loss for iNcontroL than it is for QXC. QXC wasn't, he only got that base up right then anyways, and so it's kind of evening the playing field out, whereas iNcontroL had a huge advantage before.
Yeah, but QXC's army is not a small well, so iNcontroL is probably gonna do a lot more damage than QXC was able to. Let's see how early he can get there and see if he can stop this. It's a lot of A lot of
Oh,
people in
very
there.
nice EMPs. But I mean, he's got to get his army back in position. It's way out of position right now. He's taking huge losses. He's
Yeah,
doing tons of damage to these colossi.
those EMPs are helping him out a lot here because he did get all of the Templar, which means that as his forces came back, he's actually doing heavy damage to this Protoss army. That charge, though, really messed him up, as now the Zealots just charged right in on his tanks. We're able to take them all out, and with that
Oh, and
earlier
GG,
storm taking out
GGs.
most of the bio, that was enough to force the GG.